What is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back once more with another daily crypto and Kaspa live, and in today's stream, as you can tell from the title, 99% of Kaspa holders will make this mistake. This is a stream covering, in my way of saying it, a 2025 outlook on Kaspa, but also some recent updates that have surfaced regarding Grayscale, regarding the likes of Binance, regarding the likes of listings and Marathon and many more. Ultimately, in my belief, I think that we are still going to see a very bullish Kaspa, and I feel like a lot of Kaspa holders will probably end up either selling at this level right now, which if you are, by all means, it's your own decision, trade your own discretion, you're your own trader. But I personally believe that would be a mistake, or they would sell too early. Of course, taking profits, that's always good. I think that's a good thing to do personally. I do take profits myself when I'm doing trading and investing. I'm not taking anything out of Kaspa just yet, and I don't plan to take anything out until we reach at least $1. But I will not be selling my bag completely. I will still have some money in Kaspa because I do believe that it can rally higher than expectations, even at this point right now, with Kaspa still being at 11.6 cents, currently up 1.27% on the daily time frame right now. We are still 63% undervalued in accordance to the power law, and I still think Kaspa can, break everyone's expectations. Like, everyone's expectations was $10 Kaspa. That is quite unrealistic, I think, right now. Again, possible, probably, but it's tough to say. I think it's very unlikely. For me, the expectation going around right now seems to be between $1 and $2. I think there's a good chance we could even surpass that. Crypto Gosu, welcome back to the stream, my man. Hope you're doing very well. DD, hi quick crypto. You think that the smart contract's going to arrive faster than said? We will see after crescendo. It's a good question, honestly. I don't know if fast is the right word. I think the way I would word it is that after the crescendo update, the developers would then shift their focus on smart contracts. Because right now, I'd imagine that with crescendo being so close, the focus is very much divided between smart contracts and crescendo. But because crescendo is so close, I'd imagine solely it's focusing on crescendo. I'm not one of the developers, so I can't attest to that. It's just when I've worked in companies and stuff myself, you typically want to focus more on the pipeline of the upcoming project, put more effort and manpower towards that imminent release. So I'd like to believe that the developers are focusing more so on the crescendo right now, and once that's done after Q1, we'll likely see we will see a shift with majority of the developers then shifting towards looking at smart contracts. But we've seen developers already from it. Crypto Aspect right now, to my knowledge, is one leading the smart contract research. And in accordance to Shy, there's a lot of very interesting things coming to Kaspa. It's like voodoo, what Kaspa tried to build smart contracts. Absolutely revolutionary stuff. What's up, Ghost, my man? What's up, Crazy World as well? KJI, let's go. Greg, what's up, Crypto? Happy Saturday to you too, my man. Hope you had a very good weekend so far. I think you're too negative there. Most people who don't have patience already sold, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe you're right, Jeff. Maybe you're right. But there are still some people in this chat who I think are still worried. And I feel like there still are a lot of people who are still very much given into the fear, but because they don't want to sell at a loss, they're holding until they reach their, net neutral or even net positive, and they'll take out. And again, you're your own trader. I'm not a financial advisor, trade your own discretion. But a lot of people, even myself, there are some memes that I'm holding on the Solana chain that have come down 70%. I do see them starting to go back up in due time, but I'm not selling down where I'm at. But I think people will also view Kaspa in a similar sense, because a lot of people, even in my community, not as many now, but in my community, who are seemingly avid traders, mainly on the Solana chain, and they're treating Kaspa in quite a similar light, which again, how you trade crypto, how you invest is up to you, but I don't think Kaspa should be taken in a similar light to the likes of Solana memes, or meme coins in general. Comment the 15th, yes, I cannot wait either, Crazy World. That's what I'm going to get into in the stream as well. What mistake are you talking about? The mistake, ultimately, Andy, which would be kind of the general thesis of this whole stream, is either selling at these low levels based on the incoming developments, or selling too early. As a very common mistake, of course, you don't want to try and, trying to time the top is an impossibility. If everyone could time the top, we'd all be billionaires, right? So you come in the top is not possible, but a lot of people, I think, due to the lackluster price action for Kaspa over the past, year or so, everyone now has a very, very skewed viewpoint of Kaspa and thinking it's not going to move at all in the cycles. Therefore, they're thinking, oh, Kaspa can only reach 50 cents or $1. And while, yes, they may be possible, I do think we could see it actually explode a lot further than that in the cycle based on the crypto developments. What's on the 15th? Well, don't you worry, Chris W. will get into that in a moment. Have you seen Crypto Mindset latest video? I have not seen his latest video. I'll be honest, I don't watch him very often. I've watched, I think, 3 or 4 of his videos on Kaspa, and for me, they are very, very FUD, doom and gloom. And also, it's, from my knowledge, solely TA based. And while I do see TA as a very good thing and helpful for dividing trading strategies, if your whole investment strategies, and this is me personally, right? It's me personally. Of course, by all means, trade your own discretion, do your own research. But for me, if your whole trading strategies are based purely off TA, like content creators when I've been doing my research, who only use TA, I tend to not listen to them, because I think real world developments and sentiments can have a more drastic effect. When I was first starting out as a trader, if you will, or an investor, I had a higher success rate by looking at real world development news and using that to determine the price fluctuation of the market than looking solely on TAs and, chart analysis and chart patterns and whatnot. And now I understand the benefit of using both. Using the TA to help devise the zones, which we can see the 11 cent zone has been holding very strong as part of my TA, and also rebounding off the 13 cent zone again, holding very strong part of my TA. But that's to help me devise my zones, and the developments is what helps me devise where Kaspa and crypto projects in general will go in the cycle. So I'll answer more questions in a moment, but as we can see here from crypto Kaspa Guru here, I seriously feel bad for anyone who's selling Kaspa at these levels. That's partly of what I'm talking about in today's stream. So think about what you're actually going to be selling right now. Grayscale currently has Kaspa as listed under the only asset under consideration in the currency sector. We'll get into that in just a moment. Binance has been accumulating for over a year and will likely list Kaspa spot pair within the next 6 months. That is obviously a very, very wide time frame, and I think that's a high likelihood. For me, I still think that sometime in the next month or 2 is equally very possible. Of course, it's not financial advice. We'll have to wait and see. Binance will list when they're ready, of course. You've got the KF and the KRI, who are 2 organizations associated with many high net worth individuals committed to advancing the adoption of Kaspa. Both were founded last year in 2024, and Kaspa right now is trading near its lowest price since the institutions started to show interest. Kaspa hasn't got massive institutional adoption just yet, at least not enough adoption that can affect its price, but it's got institutional interest now, which is a very big deal. And eventually, when you have the likes of smart contracts that allow the KRI in particular, as an institution with high net worth individuals, to actually start utilizing their projects with Kaspa, and that will likely see institutional money start flooding into the project. That's also happening this year. One thing to look out for 2025. Now, I believe there are other big institutions as well that are slowly loading up on Kaspa in silence. Of course, I can't attest to that, but I'd like to believe those who know what Kaspa is about will be doing that, and I do have a post to somewhat support that here, which I'll get into in a moment, regarding JP Morgan, one of America's largest commercial banks in the world. Saints put a similar post out here talking about the first half of 2025 is shaping up to be monumental for Kaspa. 10 BPS unlock, of course, absolutely insane. The Binance listing again are likely happening in this first half. Grayscale addition, smart contracts, stable coins, something I mentioned recently, and also the Tangent and Visa partnership, and of course Tangent are extremely closely partnered with Kaspa as well. So on the 15th, as someone asked, Chris W, my man, here Woo Blockchain and also Grayscale put it out as well. Grayscale announced a variety of digital assets that it is considering for future investment products including Kaspa, APT, RMB, TIA, HBAR, so on and so forth. There's a whole massive list of them. Me personally, I like C or SAME. I like Kaspa, of course. I do like HBAR. I think Injective's quite good as well. And there are many, many more in here that I think do equally have some potential, but those are the ones that I do like. The only ones I hold is Kaspa and C. But I think those other projects like HBAR and stuff are also decent as well. I think HBAR will actually be quite a big earner in this cycle based on the fact that they have, to my knowledge, the closest connection to BlackRock, the $11.5 trillion asset under management. So, the biggest company in the world. But I made a comment yesterday, which again was called out by Mr. Miles, my man. Shout out to you. And again, I'm happy being called out. In fact, I encourage it. If I make a mistake, please call me out, because I want to be able to address it and even learn from it. I'm not going to hide away from it, or either combat it or debate it, that's a better choice of words, or I'll just leave it, or at least I'll explain my viewpoint. But either way, Grayscale here. So I made the point yesterday that the reason why Kaspa is first here, because apparently I was under the impression that proof of work projects are normally put at the front of the list. However, you have Doge, while Doge is a meme coin, Doge is also a proof of work, so actually that debunks that statement. But the reason why I believe it's first is because it talks about cryptocurrencies here. You got currencies, you got smart contract platforms, you got financials, consumer and culture, utilities and services. All here with Grayscale. These are the ones they currently offer. Tau, Link, Filecoin, Render. You know, they got a load here. Of course, they got the likes of Optimism. They got Solana, of course. Sui is there. Avalanche. Obviously, right now, the only ETFs that have been launched are Bitcoin and Ethereum. But these are the kind we'll have. Now, the only asset that is under the currency section that's in consideration is Kaspa. That, of course, we know about. It's a very, very big deal. Now, what's happening on the 15th? Well, as you can see, as I put in my community once more, if you wanted to find out, you would have heard about it a lot earlier. I made a post about it, a very brief one in my community earlier. Again, go check out our link in the description, chat now, and also on my homepage. Where on the 15th of January, we can see here, the list here, as I just showcased, is held by Grayscale product as of January 9th, 2025. So this is put out 2 days ago, updated 2 days ago, right? We aim to update this list as frequently as 15 days after quarter end. The quarter ended, of course, December 31st, 15 days afterwards. As the crypto ecosystem expands and the Grayscale team reviews or reevaluates additional assets. So, the list below is as of January 9th and is subject to change intra-quarter as some multi-asset funds reconstitute and we launch new single asset products. So ultimately, they're highlighting at the fact that we are going to be likely seeing a lot of developments happening in this cycle with Donald Trump coming in power, a lot of institutional adoption and whatnot, which would be a very, very big deal, of course. And therefore, we'll see a lot of assets in this list who will get individual ETFs. XRP will likely be one, Litecoin will likely be one. XLM equally will likely be one. I think HBAR will be going from consideration into one that will get an ETF as well. You've already got Ethereum, you'll see probably Cardano and many, many more. And I think Kaspa will be there as well. I'm convinced, again, not financials, I'm convinced that Kaspa will be there as well. So on the 15th, the belief, in accordance to what's stated here, is that on the 15th, 15 days after the quarter ends on the 15th of January, you will see an updated list. Now, I would like to believe that maybe they've already updated it. They updated it early on the 9th as opposed to the 15th. Maybe that's the case. But either way, they have stated that this list here is subject to change during this quarter, as some of these assets here could end up being launched as single products. Therefore, you could see some of these products get ETFs by themselves, and then if you might see, on consideration, jump into the list. It depends on the narrative and the direction of the market at that moment in time. And for me, Kaspa, again, is borderline guaranteed. And the reason why I say that is due to many factors. One, of course, being Marathon. We've got a poster from Marathon talking about the general outlook of the company. Marathon has generated incredible growth and success since our founding. The Mara board believes that maintaining flexibility to raise capital is critical to Mara's ability to capitalize on growth opportunities. They go into why. Also, we talk about the fact that they've increased the number of authorized shares from 500 million to 800 million, amongst other things as well. Now, the reason why I highlight this though is because I've taken this in a different approach. While not what they're highlighting here, for me, the flexibility is from being a Bitcoin-only mining company to being a Bitcoin and now Kaspa mining company, which is a very, very big deal. Marathon Digital Holdings, the largest Bitcoin mining company, is officially mining Kaspa alongside Bitcoin operations. And the bigger news, as we can see from their 2025 January 10th, so yesterday, form 5% stockholders include the likes of BlackRock and also Vanguard. BlackRock and Vanguard are the two largest asset managers in the whole world, and they are the two largest shareholders of Marathon. They're major shareholders of Marathon. And as I've highlighted numerous times in previous videos, as a company as Marathon is, and companies who are similar to Marathon, your whole goal, of course, is to be profitable, but your goal is to help make your shareholders money. A decision of being a Bitcoin-only money company to shifting to being something else, basically changing their whole narrative, is a very, very big change to make, and they cannot make that decision without the say-so, the green light from their shareholders. Therefore, the logical assumption to make is that Marathon mined Kaspa, or not just mined Kaspa, they would have to have asked the likes of BlackRock, the likes of Vanguard, the likes of Jane Street, and many other major Wall Street institutions. They would have asked them, can we diversify from Bitcoin to mine Kaspa? We think this is a very, very good opportunity for us. And well, we know where we're at right now, you know? So this gives Kaspa a direct link to financial institutions in the TradeFi sector. So BlackRock, therefore, by that logic, does know of Kaspa. And we're going to see the next quarterly report from Marathon, if I'm not mistaken, on the 26th of February. So that's about a month and a half away from now. But for me, it won't necessarily affect the price of Kaspa. But for me, if we see in the next quarterly report, Marathon announced that, you know, they've actually increased the allocation of Kaspa even more so, that'll re-incentivize my bullish stance on Kaspa, knowing that Wall Street, despite the fact that Fred Thiel has been stating numerous times that, you know, we can get more Kaspa to buy more Bitcoin, and the fact that they're only actively talking about Bitcoin on their social forums, for me, if they're still mining Kaspa this whole time, that for me is like, okay, so they're actually still very bullish on Kaspa. And of course, should Kaspa end up jumping in price, even just to $1 or even just to 50 cents, as a 5x from here, Marathon, of course, is already very profitable for Bitcoin. But Bitcoin will peak, again, not financial fast, I think it can peak around 150k. But Kaspa, in terms of ROI from here, can drop a hell of a lot higher. You know, in comparison, that'd be a 1.5x from here, Bitcoin's 150k, where Kaspa can, you know, compared to that, only what, 16 cents. Kaspa can easily surpass that, of course. So that's a very big deal for Kaspa, ultimately, knowing that they have a connection to Marathon and therefore a connection to the likes of BlackRock, Vanguard, you name it, a lot of massive institutions. And I want to highlight this post once more. Sui chart is doing very well, it's looking very, very strong, which we can see already here. Sui right now is down 3.34% on the daily time frame, valued at $4.95. I got onto Sui at $1.08 when there was a lot of, a lot of KOLs who were shilled to promote it. You could argue I fell into the trap as a result of that, although I did know about it earlier, I just didn't get into it. But I got into it around $1.08, around, I think it was down here or so. And of course, I'm quite profitable on that, and I'm quite happy with it. I think it will rise higher in the cycle as well. I'm not bullish on it, but I do hold it. But the reason I highlight that is it's looking very strong. You know, look at its all-time chart. You can't discredit what Sui's chart's looking like right now, despite, you know, coming down, up, down again. It's currently looking very bullish. That's good for Sui holders. But as Martin Hardberg highlights here, it's looking very strong, but I don't know what to make of the tech yet. Now, I can't say for sure either. It's a layer 1. You know, it's got a very strong chart, but I don't know much about the internet of Sui's tech either. All I know about it is it's got a strong chart, and I do know that it's speculated to be the next Solana, or the Solana of the old cycle, as all projects try to say they are. This is the same man, the head of research for Uphold, the same man who stated in 2023 on November 9th that Bitcoin was the Kaspa testnet. This is a man who is paid to do research by a massive crypto institution, a regulated crypto institution. He is employed to be knowledgeable and, without a better choice of words, to be right or very accurate on his predictions. And he has come out publicly stating that Bitcoin was the Kaspa testnet. Kaspa, as it stands right now as a project, has 1 BPS with already the faster proof of work in this space. It's got meme coins of KRC20 now, which is good. But that's nothing more to it besides it being a block DAG. But what's coming out this year? Well, actually, tell it like it's also got Marathon mining Kaspa. What's coming out this year is 10 top per second, allowing it to compete with other chains, smart contracts, stable coins. The many projects from the KRI that will be released following smart contracts. tier 1 listings. Right now it's only got Kraken, arguably Bybit and BitGet. You'll see, in my belief, the likes of Binance, the likes of OKX, the likes of Gemini, the likes of Crypto.com, Robinhood, hopefully Coinbase as well. I mean, the fact that if Grayscale do list Casper as well, that for me will be a massive, because I think, to my knowledge, Grayscale is very closely connected to the likes of Coinbase and Robinhood as the massive regulated biggest crypto institutions. So if Grayscale was to consider and actually launch Casper or put them from here to the product suite, then I think that would be an indicator that the likes of Robinhood and potentially therefore Coinbase as well will be eager to list Casper as well. And once more, what's big coming to Casper here? 2025 happening this year, keep in mind, is this post here from Smirk I want to highlight. So JP Morgan, one of America's largest commercial banks, or one of the largest banks in the world, not just in America, in the world for that matter. JP Morgan is paying attention to social media accounts, so like Twitter, like Instagram, whatever it may be, that mention ISO 20022 and crypto. I have a video here I'm going to play in a moment, which ultimately highlights their recently revealed webinar that they were monitoring social media discussions linking ISO 20022 to opportunities in crypto, which is a very, very big deal. We should already know JP Morgan, while being I wouldn't trust them. I don't trust Jamie Dimon as far as I can throw him, but they are very bullish on ISO 2022. Evidently, they're very bullish on digital assets going into 2025. They already created their own JP Morgan coin as a form of stable coin. Will it take off again? Who knows? But a lot of things that they're signaling quietly that ISO 2022 is a very big deal, and of course, all that has to do with crypto as well. It's very close to this video because I think it's actually very, very insightful and does, in my belief, also help out Casper's case as well.
Traveling this journey. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. And one last point that I just want to highlight is that yes, we as financial institutions are looking at ISO, but also the fintech space. When I Google, as we were doing this research, and you kind of go on YouTube, you see some of all these like crypto creators, and it's so interesting how they're speaking about ISO and adopting it as they are building their own platforms. So there's so many avenues here from a very strategic point. So not only like, yes, it's an investment that we have to make, but also like, let's think about those models that are being created. And
so yeah, very plainly put there, you can hear they're talking about their analysis of social media accounts that are mentioning this technology. And I'm going to explain why it's big for Casper, but I'm also going to highlight and announce that I will be going into a lot more detail to the executives in my community here about the importance of ISO 20022, because it is more than just a messaging standard. It is actually very revolutionary, and there's a lot of information that's partly the reason why I'm actually in XRP, because XRP and what WarpCore are building, they also have connections to the ISO 20022 and they're compliant with ISO 20022 as well. So it's a very, very big deal, absolutely huge, huge deal. And JP Morgan, being one of many big institutions, are extremely optimistic and looking closely into ISO 20022 and digital assets. So that's something that I'm showcasing here. But I'll be putting even more information that I deem as even more relevant, even more bullish for the executives in the channel. If you want to learn more, by all means go and check it out. There's currently a 7-day free trial period. If you want to just have a look and see what it's about, we'll be updating a lot more in there. Link in the description, the chat also on my homepage right here. And if you like what you see, by all means come and join. We welcome you there. There's a lot to learn, and we are going to be ramping up, making the most of this market and this space and what's going to be coming very, very soon. But of course, you just want to have a feel for the server. If you're not a part of it already, then go check out the free server. If you like what you see, then come to the Patreon. And we will, we've been doing a lot in there already, from insider information, a lot more, I think, very, very relevant and bullish information, also to trading picks. We made this one here. I announced this one back on the 6th of January at 30 mil. Actually, I announced it at 40 mil, said I'm going to wait till 30 mil, wait till 30 mil, and it's now jumped up, MLG, and this one I think is still going to rally a lot higher. We have this one here, we mentioned at the very beginning, XO Cortex have made a 25x, a 2,100% gain. We have this one as well, Build, which had a rally again recently, but that made a 5.5x here from when I announced it at this time, around 12, 11 mil, up to about 70 mil. So we've had a very, very big picks already, and there have been some more picks that I am planning to put into the chat today. I unfortunately was doing my research into making this stream and didn't have the time to put in a pick that has just jumped 8x, and I am punching myself. But again, you win some, you lose some, right? You can't win them all. There are going to be ample opportunities to make more gains in this cycle, so I'm not worried about it. And the gains that I make, the profits I make, I cycle back into other coins or equally into my long-term holdings, the likes of Kaspa as well. So alongside information and, you know, trades, stuff like that as well, we also have more to offer in there. If you want to know more, again, go check it out, 7-day free trial. And if you get in now and you sign up, in due time we do plan to increase the price, and you'll be grandfathered in at this price, never having to pay any more than that. So again, another benefit for you there. But the reason why, anyways, after 2022, why it's very big for Kaspa here is, again, thanks to the smart contract, thanks to the KRI. KRI are launching a project called WarpCore. WarpCore, which is Kaspa's way of then jumping into the same space that XRP are part of, and also being therefore ISO 22 compliant, bridging the gap between TradeFi with WarpCore to Kaspa. ISO 2022 is the global standard established by the International Organization of Stabilization, ISO. This again is a bit more information about ISO. Again, I have even more relevant and, again, even my belief, more bullish information in the executive page. Again, go check it out. But it's rapidly changing the landscape right now of electronic payment messaging. It's a very, very big deal. Basically upgrading, in the TLDR says upgrading the likes of Swift, NT and Fedwire. You know, which have been the backbone of traditional finance for decades, is the next level up. And that's why cryptocurrencies that are compliant or that are ISO 22 compliant, which is like XRP, like Algorand, like HBAR, like XLM, the real world assets, those are the ones that are deemed to be massive gainers in the cycle when the adoption comes through, because that's what these assets will be utilized as, you know, currency that will bridge between different chains. Again, so a very, very big deal. XRP right now is actually rallying quite impressively, up almost 8% on the daily, which is insane. Now, I have done a little bit of research into it. I can't attest to exactly why. My only belief as to why is due to this information here with XRP dropped posting that Nubank, which is the quote-unquote super app, has now listed XRP. And the reason this is a big deal is because back in 2021, Warren Buffett, you can't see it here, Warren Buffett apparently backs RippleNet's Nubank while SEC vs Ripple case drags on. So this is still, the lawsuit is still ongoing, and Warren Buffett apparently backed it. And now they have launched it and listed XRP. So, you know, people, of course, as traders will just see the connection. Oh, Warren Buffett and supports this Ripple platform, Nubank, and Nubank's now listed XRP. Now Warren Buffett is now bullish on XRP. You know, it's a hop, leap, and a jump, but traders make that connection. That may not be the definitive reason. I've not done enough research into XRP's price today, but that could be a reason for it. But XRP, amongst other tokens, are ISO 22 compliant, and they will, in my belief, continue to rally more in the cycle. I'm not sure how much further. I can't attest to exactly how much, but they'll do something this cycle. And I think Kaspa, equally, while being late, will equally do very well based on the fact that it has smart contracts coming out in summer, and that means projects like WarpCore, like the Gigawatt stablecoin, like Olive Chain, like Asset Mint, like ZET, like zero emission trading. All those projects will come out in this cycle, or likely come out very, very soon. And the reason why it's big for Kaspa is because, you know, Kaspa, as a block that technology with ISO 22 compliance, it means it can get into the banking sector, the traditional finance and financial sector. But Kaspa has what many other projects don't have, which is the true decentralization. While XRP claims that the XRP ledger is decentralized, and probably while it is, it's got a centralized authority and Ripple behind it. Kaspa has no authority behind it. It has the founders and developers, but it's a fair launch proof of work project. It's not an Israeli coin. You know, the developers, the founders are from Israel, but it's not an Israeli coin. There's no one behind Kaspa. Just a load of people working together, coming together to build a project. That's all it is. It's a fair launch proof of work. XRP is not. But it has that element behind it as well. And of course, it also has the fact of the matter that it is, you know, regulatory compliance, which because the KRI have announced that they're making a regulatory roundtable group to make sure that these projects at Kaspa is compliant with regulations from day one. Also, the INATBA will be having their award ceremony on the 29th of January this month. And should Kaspa win, that should, to my understanding, give them a global forum with regulators and policymakers. Again, very big deal. So regulations are very, very huge. Therefore, giving them increased adoption, faster and cheaper payments, enhanced interoperability, transparency and security, all sort of things that is inherently important and what these institutions really, really care about. Having something that's really, really quick, that is very, very cheap. It's the fundamental thing. Now, of course, some of them also want to have control, which is why I still believe that while Ripple and XRP is a centralized authority, they may still be relevant because it means that, to an extent, these institutions can control Ripple. They can't control Kaspa unless they have all the supply or majority of the supply, which is what you're kind of seeing with Bitcoin, I think, right now. But you can't control Kaspa because it's centralized. It's fair launch proof of work. Well, this is just, again, a poster stroke is one of many, many things coming out for the crypto world, and this will help Kaspa. This will be big for Kaspa because Kaspa, again, is a form of payment. It's a currency. There's consideration for Grayscale that will be listed here, and this is all happening in 2025, this year. At least I'd like to believe so. This is not confirmation. There's a high likelihood this will come out this year. This is a high likelihood it will come out this year following smart contracts because the KI already confirmed as such. This is confirmation JP Morgan are looking towards this. That already has happened. And you're going to start seeing significant... I have already made a post in my community for the executives here disclosing information that the payment trends coming for this year, 2025, is heavily focusing on stablecoins. Amongst stablecoins and something else. Stablecoins and CBDCs, amongst other things as well. But yeah, again, a lot of information there that showcases right now that we're going to see a significant shift in this cycle this year, and Kaspa, in my belief, will also be able to capture enough of that as well. Man, just looking at this token right now, that's just, whilst I was doing my research, I just didn't get into it. I was just distracted. Now I've seen it just jump 5, 10, actually 10x. So when I looked at it, that's you live and you learn. But yeah, anyway, KRI, absolutely groundbreaking what they're doing for Kaspa. And this here is a 1-minute clip from an interview I've talked about already in the past, but now you can hear it from the words mouth of Rory O'Neill talking about why he's so bullish on Kaspa. So listen very close to this. This again is why I remain bullish on Kaspa and why I think it'll do well in this year and of course years to follow.
In the financial industry. So I spoke with the digital assets manager of a major financial institution about 2 weeks ago, and they manage between 20 and 40 trillion worth of customer assets on an annual basis. And within their digital management team, they're currently doing 95% of the settlements on Ethereum. And I asked them just roughly what the volume of transactions would be, and then just from the gas fees alone, they would be saving tens of millions a year just by transferring over to Kaspa. In the financial industry. So
if you didn't get that, because obviously it did sound a little bit weird, the mic, Rory O'Neill from the KRI told a financial institution that manages between 20 to 40 trillion dollars a year of customer assets, 20 to 40 trillion, who currently manages 95% of settlements and stuff on Ethereum's chain, that if you were to switch to Kaspa, you'd save tens of millions of dollars a year. That is huge news, and also therefore an incentive for institutions to utilize Kaspa because of how quick it is and also how cheap it is. And that's on gas fees alone, not to mention how much time they'd save. And also how much they'd save in regards to the transaction fee. There's so much more they'd benefit from using Kaspa as opposed to Ethereum. And I'll think you will see a gradual shift from the Ethereum chain to the likes of Kaspa when you see smart contracts come out and more adoption come through as well. You won't see a complete flip the switch event, let's be real. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but it'll start coming out. Kaspa's got a lot coming for it, a hell of a lot coming for it. And we're seeing right now, CZ Binance, well, actually, it's not actually Telelive, it's not actual CZ Binance here. This is a parody account or a fake account. So I've got roped in here. So it's not actually CZ Binance. But what he says here is still true. Building wealth requires patience. Those who stay focused during tough times will be rewarded. The market rewards those who can hold. So even though it's a fake account, and I have just been tricked myself, which is quite embarrassing, it is still fundamentally true. Patience is a virtue. That's why I say don't be emotional, be logical. Know what you hold, do your research. Kaspa is one project that I think has a very good chance to do extremely well in this cycle based on all of these developments happening, still to happen, what's already happened and what is still to happen. First half of 2025, a lot of this stuff are happening. And of course, Kaspa going to do much more as well. We got Wolfie here asking Bitso to, you know, let the good people of Mexico buy the crypto, buy into crypto breakthrough of 2022. So ultimately, I think he's just trying to say, yeah, why don't you get Kaspa listed? Of course, Wolfie being the Kaspa business developer and listing. And then I want to talk about this as well, because I was tweeted this, and equally I was informed by people in my community about it as well, which I thought was interesting. Right, this is not by any means confirmation, it's speculation, but I think it's interesting nonetheless. Saint here put out, Kaspa fam, check this out. Below is Jonathan Polinsky's acknowledgement of gratitude to Coinbase co-founder Fred Ersham, thanking Satoshi after a thread about cryptocurrency advancing society for the better. Back on April 2021. Now, I do inherently think that this is probably just Satoshi, just some Polinsky kind of making a little bit of a joke out of it, just saying, you know, you're welcome, you know, as yeah, you're welcome, I'm actually Satoshi Nakamoto, you know, as a joke type thing. I don't think he was being generally legit here, but let's play into the hands of what's happening here, right? I'm almost convinced that some sort of connection at this point, and who would be more capable than creating Bitcoin 2.0, Kaspa, than the man who created Bitcoin himself. Initially, I just regarded the possibility of some Polinsky and Satoshi Nakamoto being linked. After doing my own research, I'm not so sure anymore. It's a very real possibility that the other thing Satoshi moved on to is Kaspa, a more refined and optimal evolution of the original version of Bitcoin. The reason why he says it is because Nakamoto stopped contributing to the Bitcoin project in 2010, disappearing from Bitcoin Talk on December 13th that year, and the very same month, some Polinsky joined Twitter with a bio reading "The Real Imposter." Now, this again can just be a coincidence, but I do find it once more intriguing to play into the rabbit hole, if you will, of is some Polinsky Nakamoto. I am never going to confirm as such until I hear it from the horse's mouth, and even then, that's going to be taking his word for it. If he's got receipts to prove that much, I'm not going to ever truly believe it. But I'm going to still, you know, play into the theory right now of, realistically, what Kaspa is and what they're building. If some Polinsky was to be confirmed as Nakamoto, I wouldn't be too surprised. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't, because of what Kaspa is and what they're building is truly trying to fix the shortcomings of Bitcoin, which was inherently just scalability. It's still finished proof of work, like Bitcoin is. It is still secure, decentralized, like Bitcoin is. Secure like Bitcoin is. It just has the scalability that Bitcoin does not. Already faster than Bitcoin by 600 times. With 10 BPS, it'll be 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. And that's coming out again in 2 to 3 months. So Polinsky has repeatedly described Kaspa as the more optimal version of Satoshi's work. Kaspa is clearly a better Bitcoin in simple terms. It's remarkably fast and cheaper, all while staying completely decentralized. In 2018, Satoshi briefly resurfaced on the P2P Foundation website, posting the word noir, which in Aramic terms means divine light. Kaspa, a cryptocurrency named after the Aramic word for silver or money, further links these themes. Again, this is just a little bit of fun, if you will, in this segment of the stream. But I do invite the rabbit hole conspiracy that Nakamoto is in fact some Polinsky, and some Polinsky is in fact Nakamoto. Because what Kaspa's building is truly revolutionary, and again, it's being recognised. Grayscale recognises it here. Marathon has recognised it already. Again, once more, isn't it weird that Marathon is only ever mining? Isn't it weird that Marathon is only ever mining Bitcoin and Kaspa? Again, it's a rabbit hole conspiracy. I'm not saying I could believe in it, but it wouldn't surprise me either way. The actual legit news, though, comes down to the fact that, yes, we are seeing a lot of big developments coming up for Kaspa in this year and in the cycle in general. The biggest one for me being the fact that JP Morgan is looking at social media accounts that mention ISO 2022 and cryptocurrency. Therefore, should that be true, we are going to then be seeing them paying attention to the likes of KRI as well, who are building WarpCore with Kaspa. And considering that BlackRock most definitely do know of Kaspa through Marathon, you'd like to believe that also JP Morgan know of it as well. And there's some other news as well. Shareholders of Mark Zuckerberg's Meta, used to be Facebook, are requesting the companies conduct an assessment to determine if adding Bitcoin to the company's treasury is in the best interest of shareholders. Currently, it has $72 billion in cash, has consistently been debased according to shareholder Ethan Peck. You're seeing more and more people wanting to get involved with crypto with Bitcoin because they also are seeing the sort of returns that are being made from trade finance already. Bitcoin right now rallying to 94k. Trump's inauguration being 9 days away now. Likely therefore to see a rally again potentially very, very soon. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. I do see a question about that as well actually from DD. Do you think Trump can make an amendment to lower rates further? Okay, it's not exactly what I was thinking about, but it's a good question. I think Trump has got a massive uphill battle ahead of himself. He's got extremely high inflation, which, if I was to be honest, I think it was orchestrated by the other party. I mean, ultimately, Biden and Trump, the two parties are against each other. They don't see eye to eye. And it's similarly something that I think has happened in the UK as well, where the Tory party had left the country in a bit of a better choice of words, a worse for wear situation, and Labour's now taking over, and so far no one's happy with them because they were given a massive uphill battle to fight with. I think something similar has happened in America as well. So Trump's got a massive uphill battle. He's going to bring out a lot of regulations and a lot of rules, I imagine, very, very soon after his inauguration, and of course, as time goes on as well, a lot of people are not going to be happy with them. A lot of people are going to be fine with them. Some are even going to praise him for it. Can he make an amendment to lower rates further? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if he can. I think he does plan to... he has made an announcement that he does plan to massively... His plan is to fix the economy, as drastic as an uphill battle as that is. He plans to fix it. And his comes down from, cutting taxes amongst... he made a post on it. I think I put it in my community. I'll try and find it and repost it, but... He has a massive agenda of what he plans to do to try and fix the problem. Now, the fact that XRP, actually, think about now, is now running up 10%. Either it's coincidence or something actually has happened for XRP today, so I have to look into that. And when I find out, I'll put that in my community, so go check it out once more. The community link in the description, chat, also my YouTube homepage. And if you want to be even more locked in with alongside insider information, insider information amongst trades and everything else we provide. A lot more stuff we provide, like crypto gems and whatnot. I'll be putting one today, actually, a crypto gem. Then go check out the What page, where you have a 7-day free trial to see what you feel about it. Again, link in the chat description, also on my homepage as well. Sorry, not selling. Oh, I know, right? I'm just not selling. I don't think selling is right now the best thing for Kaspa. Again, it's my own personal belief, not financial advice, but I think selling Kaspa right now may not be the smartest play, purely for the fact that it's near... No. It's definitely at its local bottom right now. Bitcoin may come down further. Right now we're seeing, even after the inflation data coming out, the inflation report also comes out on the 15th as well. So that could be a very big day on the 15th in 4 days' time. But the job report data came out very, very good, which is unfavorable for investors. But the market seems to have already priced in for that. So I think Bitcoin will probably chop or just continue consolidating at this level around here till the 15th. And then whatever comes out on the 15th will either cause a slight move up or maybe a slight move down for me, I would be surprised. I would hope that Bitcoin wouldn't correct further than 85k. That for me is my bottom for the next, immediate future, unless something drastic happens. But with Trump's inauguration 9 days away, I think worst case scenario, not financial advice again, is we probably see Bitcoin consolidate here, bad inflation data, comes down 85k, Trump's inauguration being a day or two away after that point. You see make a reversal up here, and then the FOMO starts rallying in, and then probably consolidate here, going into February, where February I think will be bullish for crypto. But also see crypto, who is a part of the community, but equally more active in the executive channel here, we put in his own 2 cents on the market trajectory and price as well. So again, to know more, go check out the what page, link in the description chat, also on my homepage. He is bearing Kaspa just on the price. Yeah, that's crypto mindset. I mean, yeah, crypto mindset. I did see you said that he's I saw you said, okay, so it looks like the post has been, that's probably because I didn't set the post to live chat. I apologize, I've made a mistake, so it's on top chat. But you asked me about crypto mindset. He is bearish on Kaspa, just on the price. I mean, yeah, again, I've watched a little bit of crypto mindset. From what I'm aware of, he just talks TA. He's someone when I watched the video who was saying back here for Kaspa that when we saw this correction here, he said that Kaspa here is going to go down to 8 cents. And it didn't. And I'm sure he's probably saying, I haven't watched the video, he's probably saying something similar right now. And it's not me flaming him. It's not me trying to flame him at all. It's just me trying to highlight that while TA can help you devise zones, it again, I don't think TA is the holy grail. The same way I don't think the power law is the holy grail. I think having as much general wide knowledge of the market is the best thing you can do to help determine the price action of the projects or project you're looking at. Kaspa right now, I'm under the impression that Kaspa won't do anything drastic, at least for the next couple of days or so. You might see some FOMO drive up with the Grayscale quarterly report expected to come out on the 15th of January alongside inflation data. If Kaspa ends up being put in the asset Grayscale product suite, that could cause some FOMO. I'm not saying it's going to cause it to break up here, but it can cause some FOMO. Could therefore the belief that Kaspa will get ETF then at some point in the cycle, which I still believe it will do. Inflation they may come back as well, being positive again. We'll have to wait and see. But for me, I don't tend to look at Kaspa too short term because again, it's a long term investment for me. So I could talk about Kaspa in some immediate short term should it be required and people ask. But for the most part, I'll just say Kaspa's holding this level. It could come down depending on the market sentiment. If Bitcoin breaks below 92k, you might see Kaspa come down. I'll be surprised if Kaspa comes below 10 cents here. I think that is probably the bottom for Kaspa in this cycle now. Again, I could be wrong, not financial advice. But I think for the most part, Kaspa is not due for much downside, and it's going to mostly just come up from here. And if you want to compare Kaspa to other projects saying it's not doing well, for those who like to do that, which is fair enough, again, you're entitled to do that if you choose to. Here's Litecoin, the other proof of work, which as it stands right now from its all-time high, is down about 70%. And here's Cardano, another big project, which I'll take it from Binance's one here, which is equally down, I believe, about 60 to 70% as well. Yeah. Whereas Kaspa right now, while down from its all-time high, and of course much a smaller project, Kaspa is down about 50%, 43%, 45% from its all-time high. And again, people will say Kaspa had a bad year. While you're correct, the last year for Kaspa has been bad. That's only because it came down so aggressively. Technically speaking, it had a bad 5-6 months since August. It was fine around here. It got bad here. But again, those who've got shaken out of their bags, as Captain Kaspa Guru here says, I feel bad for those who are selling Kaspa, because Kaspa has a lot of major things coming to it that will generate FOMO, and people who are chasing candles will end up missing out on potentially bigger gains or just missing out entirely. Only 19 of the top 100 are green this morning, and looks who's green, Kaspa, baby. I mean, again, Kaspa, I don't look too much relatively on the short term side of things. Like, of course, it's by all means fantastic to see that Kaspa's green today. Obviously, XRP is going parabolic right now. Kaspa's green. You got some down here, Quant, H-Bar, Algorand, other ones that are green here. Tower's actually doing a little bit green today as well, which is good to see. I'm happy to see it, of course, but for me, I'm just holding Kaspa. I'll keep filling my back at the levels while I can, making the profits I'm making through the executive page in the picks that we've done through here. Again, still molding about. It's not that deep, but it is. Seeing, like, I'm looking at the chart right now on my other monitor. When I saw it at 2.53 mil, and it jumped to a 35 mil market cap. I just was too busy researching the stream. But there'll be more opportunities, I'm sure of that. Good evening, Casper Frog. We're back to stream, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. I'm fantastic. Have a very good weekend so far. Devious me, what's up, my man? Casper $3, let's argue. I mean, I think it's possible. Like, if I were to be worst case scenario, extremely bearish, which therefore means no tier 1s, no Grayscale, no 10 BPS, which most of that is impossible to happen at this point. Again, nothing's impossible, but highly unlikely, I guess. I would say maybe 50 cents Kaspa, based on nothing coming out. What is coming out for Kaspa and the level of institutional adoption? I'd say, you know, $1.50, $2 is, you know, reasonable. And even then, I still think $2 is my zone, my conservative zone for Kaspa. Anything between $2 to $4, I think, is very, very achievable this cycle. And anything above that would be fantastic. But anything above $100 billion Kaspa, I'm a bit like, I'm not so sure. It really depends on the level of institutional adoption. Stuff like this will be big for Kaspa, but for the time it's coming out and the time of the market, it may come out too late for it to cause anything significant in the immediate short term. But again, who knows? Maybe we'll see a cycle similar to Solana's cycle for Kaspa, where it did nothing until, September time or so, give or take. And then it went through an absolutely parabolic rally of like a 7x from a 10 bill market cap up to a 73 bill market cap in the span of 2 months? Or 3 months or so? Maybe something similar for Kaspa. Kaspa right now has fallen off quite drastically in volume, 52 million, which is not great to see. Of course, majority being confirmed by the likes of Mexi again, controlled by Mexi. LBAG again still quite high up. Gate's up there as well. Gate has become an Aquaman as well. So I saw a post of someone mentioned it in the comments. Yes, Gate is now an Aquaman. They became an Aquaman yesterday. And they continue to accumulate more and more. This wallet here is speculated to be Binance's wallet. And it's been accumulating a little bit more of Kaspa in the last few days or so, which is good to see. So far, the addresses are staying relatively, I guess, level, around a 580k level, which is good to see. I mean, despite we're seeing more and more here, I'm guessing you're just seeing a conversion of bot wallets to convert into other wallets. I'm not really sure, but you're seeing the wallets staying the same while this is still looking green. We'll see more of that coming out at KLC20 right now. We're seeing a slight shift in it. PP Kas has gone through a little bit of a rally. Maybe that's the next blue chip that's currently everyone's talking about. 95% pre-mint, so I'm again, with its longevity, again, it's determined on the community, really. But again, this is, for me, it's just not the time for these to pump just yet. These will inherently pump following Kaspa. Again, when it will pump, time will tell, but I think Kaspa's got to move first, most definitely. Yeah, Gate has now become an Aquaman. I have seen that, which is interesting. Ultimately, when Kaspa starts rallying again, you'll see a lot of the tokens, I imagine, flush off of Gate as people start buying more and more. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if they're accumulating more and more, maybe they're preparing. Because Gate at one point fell off massively for how much they were holding. They went down quite considerably, to my knowledge. I'm not sure how far back I'm going to balance history, so I can't actually truly determine, because I can't go further back here, but I'm pretty sure they fell down quite a lot, down to like the 500-600 mils, maybe something like that. And now it's gone back up to being over $1 billion again. Awesome to see Kaspa at the top of Grayscale. I mean, yeah, Kaspa, I imagine, is probably the top because their first category is currencies, and Kaspa's the only one under consideration. I imagine there are other currencies out there, so Kaspa being the only one is good. But that's why Kaspa's first, because it's in the first category. But either way, the fact of the matter being, which is the big part, which is why I believe that Grayscale hopefully could list Kaspa and announce it on the 15th. Again, not confirmed, speculation, but I think strong at that. It's because they're number one on this list, which is good. And if you check out Grayscale's actual post on this, basically what this is saying from Woo blockchain here, but actual Grayscale's post, I mean, if you can see it here, obviously my account is, it's been configured to be looking at Kaspa news predominantly, but even then, like, it's pretty much all Kaspa. All of it's Kaspa. And I'm fairly sure if I was going on to some random throwaway account and find that page, it would still be majority Kaspa. Because the community belief in Kaspa is just so strong. Why is XRP and Stellar in currency selection section on Grayscale's asset list? Because they are technically currencies. The belief, or at least what's being said, is that XRP and XLM are deemed to be assets that are used as bridge currencies from the XRP ledger across chains. So they are currencies. That's effectively what it is. Obviously, I understand why it seems a little bit weird, and yes, you're right. So far as I know, XRP and Stellar are not decentralized and backed by a company, so not a currency. You're right, they're not decentralized, but I guess their model and what they're building is decentralized enough. They got a centralized authority behind it, and not truly decentralized, but it is a decentralized platform, I guess. But either way, that's how they've categorized it. I'm not going to question them. They're Grayscale, Good evening, DC. Hope you're doing very, very well. Sui's chart's looking mega. Nobody cares about the tech no more. Crypto investing has changed from good projects flourishing to jumping into the latest hype train and then picking the next one. I don't like it. I do agree. However, I believe that is also going to change with institutional adoption now coming in. The good, fundamentally sound projects are the ones that will start to gain market share from institutions and therefore from retail as well. Similarly, how Nvidia and Apple are the big seven, the top stocks in the world because of what they offer. You'll see something similar, I imagine, with cryptocurrencies that actually offer something really, really good. For the most part, it has been hype, yes. That's why Sui's doing really well, believed to be next Solana. So it's switched. I think that's also why memes are inherently so popular, hence why, people make so much money from it, and that's why equally why I've made some decent gains from it. And equally those in my community who've been getting in as well also have made some good gains from it as well. And hope making some many more as a cycle, which with Trump coming in power very, very soon, the opportunities coming to this space are going to be parabolic. AI, of course, I think will also do very, very well. But you'll see many more opportunities, a lot of hype definitely. But I think as the market matures more and more, it will shift from hype to, actual utility tokens, which is what I'm looking forward to. And Kaspa will be one of those. Good afternoon, Alyssa. Hope you're doing very, very well. Holding at Kaspa for the long run, you know it. 100% holding Kaspa. Taking my profit, of course, this cycle, I'll be taking some out, but holding Kaspa for the next 10, 15 years, 100%. Kaspa $2.20, I do think it's possible as well. I don't understand why people want to put their money in a crypto project for payments that if it's not decentralized, better to leave your money in the bank if that's the case. I agree with that sentiment, but then also counter argument is, if you leave it in a bank, you got what? Some rubbish interest rate. You leave it in XRP, for example, and you did so back in October or even early November, you've just 5x'd your money. And also there's more of what you could do with your money. I mean, yeah, you have more access to your money. I mean, I do understand. I do agree to an extent with your thesis there, Crypto Gosu. But I mean, ultimately, yeah. I mean, I'm in XRP for the reason that I do think a lot of institutions want to use it, so I do see its value probably increasing from here. But I'm holding Kaspa as my biggest bag because, again, that's what crypto is inherently meant to be, decentralized. 52 people haven't liked the stream. Better do so, people. I mean, yeah, right now we've got 70 people in the stream, 33 likes. Either way, almost 50% like to watch ratio is very, very good. Everyone who joins these streams, be doing these streams daily, 170 days, I think, almost in a row. It's insane. Almost half a year in a row. Not missed a single day yet, not on Christmas, not on New Year's. Every single day. If you enjoy the stream, leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. Kaspa is the would have, should have, and could have coin of 2025. 100%. I mean, again, I do agree with this sentiment that those who are that's going to be the 99% of Kaspa holders will make the mistake is based on the fact there's so much coming out this year, and there are definitely people who are fading Kaspa at these levels where it's so undervalued, selling at these levels because they've not made any money for so long and they want to try and make money elsewhere, or they'll sell too early. And by too early, I mean they'll sell in and around this region here because they bought up here and want to make a quick 10%, so they just get some profit and get out, or they just take out their initial, but they don't want to be in here anymore, but they're just too stubborn to sell. Like how what happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was at 69k, and then people kept holding on to it. They had to wait 4 years for Bitcoin to return to 74k so they could sell. I think people are going to treat it in a similar sense to Kaspa. That's why I think these zones will be the hardest zones for Kaspa. Like this area here will be hard for us to break out of because people will just want to take their money out. That's what I believe. I don't think a lot of people have done. And a lot of people, Kaspa got so big that it became from people who did their research, people who just wanted to trade it. And again, fair enough, you do you. But Kaspa, for what it's building, I think is a very sound, solid long-term investment. Again, not financial advice. Sounds like Bob Geldof. I have no idea who that is, to be honest, DC. But Roy O'Neill has got a very unique voice. I do think so. In 2009, Sam Polinsky was 16. Okay, well, again, maybe not. Again, we have no idea who Nakamoto is. Again, it was just for me playing on the rabbit hole conspiracy that Sam Polinsky is in fact Nakamoto. I've never said for once that I believe as such. I think it's an interesting theory, and I wouldn't necessarily put it completely past it, considering that, again, the timing of some things, you know, I guess they kind of match up. But again, the fact that he seemingly was so young back then, again, just kind of counteract that argument. But if anyone was to be Nakamoto, and if it were to come out, if it were to be some Polinsky, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But again, whoever it is, again, doesn't bother me. I don't really care to find out, if I'm honest as well. People have speculated it's also David Schwartz, the Chief Technology Officer of Ripple. Again, whoever it is doesn't bother me at all. I don't need to know. But people are trying to find out for the rest of their life, I'm sure. Where do you buy Kaspa meme coins? It depends. If you go on to Kasfi, which this is, I have the link to such in my community, in the Useful Websites channel. You go onto the Kaspa tokens here. You create any token of your choice that you want to get into. So let's take Nacho, for example. Click on the token, and you can scroll down, and you can see all the markets that offer Nacho. PioNext US, PioNext, Change, Kaspa Bot, which is therefore to the Telegram, XT, CoinEx, Bitconomy. I would steer clear of XT right now, truth be told. XT have got a lot of very unsupportive things happening right now. I don't want to say dodgy, but it's I know Kaspa Ghost, Kaspa here, recently delisted or halted activity on XT. And I know people in my community are equally not happy with XT, so I'll steer clear of XT. But otherwise, that's the ultimate way you go into it. You go on Change Finance, you go on, Exec, which is the recent exchange Kaspa launched, the recent exchange that launched Kaspa. I mean, I would probably, I haven't got any of this right now, any Nacho. If I was to get some, I'd probably get some through, I'd probably get some through one of the top exchanges, because that's where I see most of the volumes at. But I have to do more research into that. I know Mr. Miles, one of my mods, is a big fan of CoinEx. Have you ever looked at SPX 6900? Yes, I have. I did not get into it, but I am fully aware of it, and I know that Murad, the ex-Bitcoin maxi to meme coin maxi, now shilled this thing to living hell very early on. And of course, it's surpassed 1 bill, went past 1.5 bill market cap. Now it's down again. The SPX has done incredibly well. Got into the top 100, which is insane. And that, just to give you the information of such, is partly why I am in this MRG. Again, I made a post about it in a lot more detail of why I'm in this and why I think I'll do well in the exact page. Again, if you want to find out more about other picks that I've got into, and if you get into it and you look at some picks and you think about, and you like, and let's say you get into the community and you look at a pick like Build here, you're welcome to ask me or See Crypto, or just ask the community in general what we think about it, and do we think we can go any further, is it worth looking into, and we'll give our 2 cents on it. Exo Cortex, something I probably wouldn't go into again personally, but again, it did very, very well when we put the pick in, and that's fantastic. MRG, even now, I probably would personally say wait for a correction, if there is to be one. There's no guarantee it will be one. Had a massive correction down here to 65 mil, but we can see a potential correction, but I think MRG is one that's going to go a lot higher, and of course there are more picks I'll be putting in there as time goes on. and hopefully a lot more money to be made as well. Vitality was 18 when he founded Ethereum, so who knows? I mean, there you go again. Some Polinsky may be very, very young, but again, there's nothing guaranteeing that it isn't him. But again, that's just me playing on the heartstrings that everyone's saying, yeah, maybe he is Nakamoto. But again, who it is doesn't bother me. All I care about is the fact that Kaspa has a very, very strong team behind it. Some Polinsky has been quoted in numerous research documents from the Central Bank of Europe, the European Central Bank, from the Bank of Finland to the Bank of Canada to the Federal Reserve. Like, he's been quoted in numerous research papers from massive institutions. He's a very knowledgeable person, and he's building Kaspa. For me, Kaspa's a no-brainer. How comes Grayscale didn't list Kaspa as an up-and-coming coin? Oh, is that meant to be? I have no idea who that is, Henry. Either that's something I'm not. Oh, Grayscale. Okay. I thought you were saying Grayscale. Thank you for the clarification. How comes Grayscale didn't list Kaspa as an up-and-coming coin? I mean, they've got it into consideration, so that does technically mean it's something. If you look at the list here, Grayscale announced a variety of digital assets it is considering for future investment productions or products. So Kaspa is one they're considering for future investment. So therefore, it is technically in up-and-coming. Now, why it's not in the up-and-coming... I know what post you're talking about. Why it's not in there, I'm not entirely sure. I can't confirm or deny as to why. But I'm sure you'll see it. I would like to believe you'll see it in there at some point in the future. Kaspa volume is now back to sleep. Yeah, no, it's really sad to see, actually. It really is. We went through a stage of Kaspa volume being between 30 to 60 mil for a while. And then it shot up to 500 mil all around here. I think you'll see it come back when the market's ready, which I think will start happening late Jan, early Feb, potentially. I'll have to wait and see. I'll be talking about it a lot more as the market matures and develops and unfolds more and more. What about Comet? Is that KRC20 or is that an actual... Comet is a KRC20, I'm guessing. I'm going to check here just in case. No, it's not Comet here. Okay, so Comet... So Comet is currently at 150,000 market cap, 31k of volume, 1.5k holders. So it's got decent holders at least. Came out about a month ago. Look at its all-time chart. Yeah, so it has come down. It's slightly up from where it launched from the looks of things. Bitconomy change. So it's got Bitconomy. Bitconomy launches everybody, but it's Bitconomy change. I would like to see more listings from Comet. I mean, I have no idea what Comet's about. Obviously, it looks like a green Kaspa dog or an alien, a dog alien. Yeah, I have no idea about what the project's about, truth be told, so I can't say more about it. But I mean, it's a recent launch. If it gets more listings, I'm sure it could do quite well. If it gets a CTO, which is a community takeover, which is basically what right now a lot of these KRC20 projects that are pumping is a result of CTOs or versions of CTOs, like PPCast pumping right now, or even like you saw it earlier with Kiki. Kiki went up like 300% at some point. That's from a CTO, so community just taking it over, making the price go up higher. You know, you'll see that happen a lot. It happens a lot in Solana memes once they be more established. There's a token called Hua. This one had a CTO. It's come down quite a lot right now. It's one that I am still in it. I took profit from it already. So, but I got into it like around here. Took profit up here. It's seemingly fallen off now, which is quite a shame. But this one had a CTO. That's why, even though it was down here and kind of dead, CTO made it pump again. But it looks like they've now abandoned it again. But CTOs can, you know, bring more life to a project. But nothing is going to happen before end of April, I think. And that's the key. If Bitcoin goes 75k before April, Kaspa will fall to 8%. But there's no guarantee or such. Yeah, I mean, it's based on what? Nothing's going to happen before April. We do know we know that there's going to be some big developments happening in this month. INA-TBA will be making an announcement that may help Kaspa out. Binance will have their mining pool incentive finished on the 27th of January. You'll see inflation data coming out on the 15th. You'll see potentially Grayscale announce Kaspa, or Grayscale will release the next quarterly report on the 15th, to believe. that you'll see a lot more developments coming out. You'll see Trump's inauguration happening on the 20th. That's the biggest catalyst. So again, it depends on your clarification of what you mean by nothing's going to happen. If you mean nothing's going to happen for Kaspa, then I mean, again, that's relative, because I think development-wise, a lot's coming out for Kaspa. Will that affect the price? Again, I can't confirm nor deny that. The biggest catalyst for Kaspa in terms of price action will be Binance listing, because right now Kaspa's pretty much only retail. But Kaspa could do inherently very, very well beforehand, but it just depends. Kaspa could fall to 7 to 8 cents. Again, I'm not saying it can't, especially if Bitcoin just goes to 75k. But what's to say Bitcoin going to 75k? What's to say Bitcoin will come down here? There's apart from this being a level of resistance here, being where Bitcoin hit an all-time high in March, and then of course doing it again here, there's nothing right now guaranteeing Bitcoin hit 75k. Oh no, you said if. I know you did put if here, and I agree. If Bitcoin did from 75k, then Kaspa probably will fall down quite aggressively as well. But why would Bitcoin fall down that far? We'll have to wait and see. Trump's inauguration's only 9 days away. Kaspa's got some big developments coming out very, very soon. We're seeing constant developments in the space where people want to get more and more Bitcoin. I'm whatever happens in the short term, and this is still short term in my belief, I'm not worried about. I'm looking to, I'm going to be analyzing stuff like this here, funding heat map, and many, many more analysis indicators that I utilize to help judge where the market may get overheated, maybe time to take out. And I still think Kaspa got a lot more room to run. If it comes down to 8 cents, so be it. I still see it easily reaching, potentially $2 a cycle. Again, not financial advice. So if it comes at 8 cents, I'll just fill my bags more so. I'm not selling. Well, only buy system can happen. The rest is based on the roadmap provided by CastDev. I mean, 10 BPS is coming out March-ish time, April time. So in that regard, then yes. But again, you could have Grayscale announce that won't be Grayscale saying Kaspa ETF. That'll be Grayscale there saying we're going to probably start. Kaspa's now one we're looking towards making an ETF for, or at least a group ETF for. But 10 BPS will happen before April, yes, but you could see some other developments happening out for Kaspa beforehand. That could help its price. And equally, if Bitcoin starts doing well in February, which is a possibility of such a Trump's inauguration and potentially immediately releasing pro-crypto laws, then that could also help Kaspa rally as well. At least someone that keeps his targets during good and bad times. Sure. I hold Kaspa, hope I'm wrong, but right now it depends on Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I do agree with you, my man. It does depend on Bitcoin's movement. Right now we are in a Bitcoin dominant market. So it does inherently depend on Bitcoin. But when the Bitcoin dominance falls off massively and goes below this trend line, even goes below 50% here, that's where you see alts flying and Kaspa will fly with it as well. But 4 days is, could be a very, very big deal, I agree. But with that being said, thank you all everyone once more for watching today's stream. 40 likes is insane with 63 viewers right now. I appreciate you all very, very much. If you enjoyed the stream though, of course leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. We've got some very, very big catalysts coming up for Kaspa in the first half of this year. And of course Marathon, Grayscale, much more coming to Kaspa. JP Morgan, bullish on ISO 2022 and crypto, which Kaspa is also getting involved into. Again, a lot of things to look forward to for Kaspa and crypto. That's why I remain bullish on Kaspa. And equally, a big difference happening in the space for other assets as well. Ultimately, we talk about many, many more things such as Kaspa in the community. If you want to know more, then come chat and learn more. Link in the chat description of my homepage. If you want to know how to be even more locked in with the market, maximize more on the benefits of the crypto through other means like more insider information, early access to hidden gems, trading, whatever it may be. We'll be doing live streams as soon as we can. Mum is come check out the Patreon, the WAP executive page, which is currently $49 a month. It'll be grandfathered in at that price, but we'll be doing kind of increasing it. But it's a 7-day free trial. If you want to just get a feel for things, see what you think. And that's also in the link in the description, homepage right here, and also in the chat right now. But thank you all once more for watching. Have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I'll see you all in the next one. Unfortunately, it's over now, my man. But I'll be back same time tomorrow. So tune in for that